I am what is wrong with society. The things that I take advantage of every single day without even noticing it, some kids somewhere are praying for. When I get up to shower and get dressed and drive my 2010 Eclipse to school and complain about it because it's taking too long to heat up, a kid somewhere is dreaming of a life like mine. But yet none of that really changes anything, because I know my life could always be better, so I just continue wanting instead of appreciating.
I think every teenager out there feels invincible, and they'll never admit it. And it's not the kind of invincible like Superman. It's the kind of invincible like, I'll see you in 5 months.
Time is so much more important than we think. In a world where I could go from a sore hip to being faced with terminal cancer, the necessity for living my life rather than just living is greater than ever. If tomorrow I found out I had 6 months to live, what would I want to do? That's the best mentality. But why can I live that way? Because I live my life a day at a time, assuming I will have another day and another day and another day. Not taking into account that tomorrow I might be given a month to live, or worse, tomorrow I could just die. I take for granted the fact that each and every day is a gift, and I have the choice of how that day goes. Yes, some bad things will happen, but I can complain about the hand I have been dealt, or I can make the best of it. And when I get it into my head that time is a limited resource, happiness will come easier, and I will simply enjoy living and do the things that I love to do rather than the things I think I need to do.
Because you can either sit in your basement and wait, or you can get out there and do some crazy stuff.
The quality of my life is so much greater than I realize. In so many ways, the simple fact that I was born here makes the quality of my life that much greater. The life expectancy of most countries in Africa doesn't go beyond 50 years old, but my great-grandma died last year at 104 years old. The luxury of having 3 meals a day if I choose to, the capability of going to a school that has working bathrooms and provides me with the healthy food on top of a great education that will allow me to go to college and be successful. I get to come home each and every day to a beautiful house with heat and electric and clean water and clothes. Not only all of my necessities are easily covered, but also everything I want. I have several TVs, computers, a nice phone. What else could I want? Well, unfortunately, I, along with the rest of Americans, could probably find something else to wish for. I know I don't have as much as some people do, but I also know that there are a lot more people that have less than I do in this country, let alone in the world. America is a great place to grow up. Olentangy is an amazing place to grow up. It is not easy to realize how much I have sometimes, but I know the more I look at the big picture, the more thankful I can be for what I have, and the easier it will be to keep in mind that no matter what happens, it could always be worse. The thing is, you will lose everyone in your life at some point. Whether it's because they die or you die, either way, your days with them are limited. 2 summers ago, my mom was camping with my stepdad and some of their friends. They were 4-wheeling while they were there, and one night they were riding in the trails at the campground, and my mom ran over a tree root that was in a path and flipped the 4-wheeler on top of herself. It landed on her face. I had heard about the wreck early the next morning from our brother who was there with them. He told me from what he knew, everything was okay, but she was going to the doctor to get checked out. But it was far worse than that. Later that evening, when I was at a friend's house, I got a call from my dad. He told me that I need to go to the hospital because my mom had been life-flighted. I was the first one to arrive. My mom had broken every single bone in her face. The doctor told me that he wasn't sure if she would be okay. He told me there was a 60% chance that she would survive, and a 50% chance she would ever eat solid food again if she did survive. I can definitely say that was the scariest day of my life. I had so many things in my life still to come that I needed her to be involved in, like graduating college and getting married. I wasn't ready for her to go, but at the same time I had no choice. She went under for surgery 17 times to reconstruct her face. Finally, she could come home. Everything changed after that. I visited her twice as much as before and helped her any way possible after that. I cherish our time together more than ever. The scary part is I almost had to learn the hard way. My days with the people I love are coming closer to an end every day, and I can't change that. The one thing I can do is change the way I appreciate everyone I love. I only feel embarrassed about the way I take my life for granted. Not only because I do it, but because I do it so ignorantly, without ever any thought of what it would be like to not have any of it. If I was forced to restart my life as a poor child in Africa and only be able to pray for the things that I now have. But knowing that will never happen to me, and I thank God. And cherish the little things that many people would die to give their children. But one thing that might happen is being given a month to live. And for that, I will have to spend my time more carefully and spend it with the people I love. Through all of this, I will continue to complain about the problems in my life more than I will cherish the things I love. I will take for granted everything I have and everyone I have. I am what is wrong with society.